California is in trouble. That message from the son of the late Reverend Billy Graham on a 10-stop tour. Franklin Graham now urging voters to push against the state's blue wall ahead of next week's crucial primary. So are evangelicals the key to turning the state red? Here now is senior pastor at First Baptist Dallas, Pastor Robert Jeffress. Thank you so much for joining us. We appreciate it.
Thank you, Heather.
So this 10-stop tour, it's been going on since May 5th. He continues this until, June 5th, in anticipation of the primary coming up next week. But you say that this is not just about partisan politics.
That's right. I think Franklin has two goals in this tour. First of all, he wants Christians to get out and vote, not necessarily along political party lines, but according to their biblical beliefs. And that's what's really important. You know, John Jay, the first Chief Justice of the Supreme Court, said, God has given us the privilege of choosing our leaders, and we have the right and the responsibility to vote. But Heather, the second goal of this crusade is perhaps the most important, and that is introduce people to Jesus Christ. I believe the only way we're going to change America is by changing the hearts of Americans. No political party can do that. Only the gospel of Christ can transform a person's life.
Well, California, and you're right. California's primary is coming up on June 5th. That is the last day of his tour. And it is a big voting bloc in California if he can get them to turn out. 20% of California voters are evangelicals.
That's right. And really, in 2016, I think only 13% of those who actually turned out and voted were evangelical. So there's a lot of room there. I think it is interesting that he is back in California. You know, his dad, Billy Graham, began his ministry in California in 1949. And now, nearly 70 years later, his son is returning there. So it's a very important state.
Continuing on. And speaking of very important states, an important state for President Trump, Texas. He always raises, I think, the most amount of money there. He's coming to Dallas for this joint fundraising event for the RNC 2018 midterms. Also, his reelection campaign, and you're going to be there. And one of the stops.
And I'm going to be delivering. Yes, I'll be delivering the prayer here in Dallas when the president comes. He's going to have an enthusiastic response. You know, 60% of Americans believe this country's headed in the right direction under President Trump's leadership. That's the highest right track direction since 2007. And Dallasites are included in that. They like what he's doing with the economy and with immigration and with national security. But Dallas is also a religious city filled with evangelical Christians, people of the Jewish faith. We love what he's doing with the right to life and religious liberty. And I think you're going to see many, many people turn out today with great enthusiasm for this president.
Yeah, so Dallas and Houston, and you say that many of the people that you've spoken with there at your church, they, in terms of the Russia collusion story that we were talking about a little bit earlier with Tom Fitton, they believe that there's no collusion. That just needs to be over and done with.
I told the president recently, not one person I talked to ever asked about Russia. They realize what is going on here, and that's why this midterm election is so important. The goal by the opposition is to either impeach the president or impede his agenda from being fulfilled. Neither is an acceptable choice. President Trump is leading this country in the right direction. I believe he wants to do the right thing, and if we want to see this direction continued, it's important that we turn out for these midterm elections.
Well, we will see if the New York Times gets the crowd size right with the events going on in Texas. Thank you so much, Pastor. We appreciate it.